Hey, it's Ian Altman. So what are the three most surprising ways that you may not even realize that you're making a first impression? Well, the first one is at networking events. So you go to a networking event, you're all enthusiastic because someone in your company or firm said, hey, go to this event, see if you can connect to other people. And they may even said, find people we can do business with. So you might go there describing what you do and even giving your little elevator pitch. The problem is that what other people want to talk about is actually themselves. So we need to make sure you don't come across as somebody who's pushing their ideas on other people, but instead go to networking events looking to have deep connections with other people. Derek Coburn wrote a book called Networking is Not Working, and it talks about how to develop meaningful connections with people rather than being seen as somebody who's pushy. The other side is the job interview. So the second area, the job interview, is something that sometimes people overlook. And I'll give you a quick story. I spent some time as president of a country club. And our general manager, when he would hire management level people in his staff, right before they would get there, he would actually take like candy wrappers and like put them in different places around the clubhouse. And he would take the person on the tour. And what he wanted to see is, did this person A, notice the candy wrappers, and B, did they take the initiative to pick them up? See, sometimes what will happen is you might be going for a job interview and the receptionist is there and you say, yeah, I'm just here to see so-and-so. And you're not thinking that the receptionist has anything to do with it. You're focused on the hiring manager or whoever it is who's going to be in the interview with you. But in my career, in my prior businesses, we had offices in 12 countries and joint ventures around the world. The first question I would ask of my staff after someone came for an interview is I would go to the receptionist and said, what did you think about them? How did they make you feel when they came into the office? And we had people who were potential sales reps who came in and our receptionist said, yeah, you know what? They just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Because think about it. If I'm looking to hire a salesperson and they can't build rapport with the receptionist, how are they going to do in somebody else's office? So it's important that you treat everybody with respect. Now, this is something that should be just table stakes that everybody does anyhow, but make sure that you're treating everybody with the utmost respect. And candidly, it shouldn't be because, well, it's part of the job interview, but it should just be the way we treat people anyhow. And then, of course, you want to make sure that you don't walk into the job interview and ask them, what are the hours and vacation time and benefits? Instead, you want to talk about things like, so what would make someone really successful in this position? What are some of the things that have helped people succeed in the past or maybe led to their failure? And ask about what makes that position successful or not successful so you're both on the same side working together to try and solve this vacancy in this position. And all of this, when it comes to first impression, comes down to something else I want businesses to think about, which is who's making the first impression for your business? If you think about it, in many companies, the receptionist or the person who's actually answering the phone is often somebody who is the most junior person, lowest compensated, yet they're the ones making the first impression for your business. And we've all been in situations where we've called up somebody who we think is very well respected, and the person we initially talked to leaves a bad impression and we don't want to work with them anymore. So those first impressions can be a little bit complicated. And all we have to do is just be very conscious of where and when we're making those first impressions. And so it could be that a networking event, we know we want to shift the focus to them rather than us. We know that when it comes to a job interview, we want to focus on what's important to the person looking for that position, and we want to treat everybody with respect, candidly, whether it's in a job interview or not. And let's think about investing and making sure that whoever's making the first impression for your business makes the right first impression, because it's very difficult to recover if that first impression wasn't a good one. If there are other topics you'd like me to cover, just drop me a note to ian@ianaltman.com.